Yeah. Is the screen visible to all of you? Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me increase this. Yeah. When center distance is fixed, how to go about? Please note down the sketch. Please note down the sketch. Note down the sketch. This is a pinion. D1 pitch circle diameter. N1 is the speed of pinion. Z1 is number of teeth on pinion. This is gear. D2, N2, Z2 is the diameter, speed or velocity, and then number of teeth on gear. And A is the center distance. Please note down the sketch and wait for some time. Is that okay? Are you there? Just note down the sketch and wait. Don't rush taking down. Okay? Take the heading as when center distance is fixed. Finished? Finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Please look into the explanation part before we get into the problem. Okay. So here we have got center distance as A is the center distance. So A is given by D1 plus D2 by 2. Okay. This is the center distance A. So what I do is I cross multiply this 2. So I'm going to get D1 plus D2 is equal to 2A. And we know D1 is equal to MZ1 and D2 is equal to MZ2. Okay. So then take M as common factor out there. So what we get is Z1 plus Z2 is equal to 2A. And also we know that N1 Z1 is equal to N2 Z2. So from this, I'm going to extract the value of Z2. Okay. I'm going to extract the value of Z2. That I'm going to get it as N1 by N2 into Z1. So this Z2 value, I am going to substitute here in this equation of mz1 plus z2 is equal to 2a. So what will happen? I'm going to get it as z1 plus z2 is n1 by n2 into z1. So I get z1 again here equal to 2a. So now z1 has become common in both terms. So take z1 out. What I am going to get is 1 plus n1 by n2 is equal to 2a. And then I cross multiply this n2 to right hand side and n2 plus n1 to the right hand side again. So I'm going to get the value for mz1, that is going to be mz1 desired. Okay, so I'm going to get 2a n2 divided by n1 plus n2 or n2 plus n1, where n2 is the speed of the rotations per minute, revolutions per minute of gear, and n1 is number of revolutions by pinion. Is that okay? And a is the center distance between the pinion and the gear. This is pinion and this is the gear. Okay, right now. So mz1 desired when center distance is fixed. So this is very important. When center distance is fixed, mz1 desired is equal to 2a into divided by n1 plus n2. So how I get this equation? I just explained here. Okay, a is equal to d1 plus d2 by 2. So d1 and d2 I replace it by mz1 and mz2. Then from velocity ratio equations, I get the value of z2. So this z2 I'm going to substitute in the above equation and then get mz1 is equal to 2a n2 by n1 plus n2. Could you understand how it is? What you do is write down in your notebook this entire thing, okay? Then you will understand it more better. Please note down this much. All of you, please note down this.
So when we say center distance is fixed, that means the size of the pinion gear is not changing.
No. Center distance, that is distance A is fixed. Okay. A distance is fixed. That's all. When we solve the problem, we'll understand. The method of finding out module will be slightly different from what we have been doing so far. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are finished, we'll go to the next slide. Shall we go to the problem now? Anybody needing time? Okay. Write down this problem now. Design a pair of spur gears to transmit, okay, a power of 18 kilowatt, okay. Okay. Design a pair of spur gears to transmit a power of 18 kilowatt from a shaft running at 1000 RPM to a parallel shaft which is to rotate at 250 RPM. Okay, at 250 RPM, maintaining a center distance of 160 mm between the centers. Okay, this is very important. Maintaining the center distance, okay, between the shaft centers. Suggest a suitable surface hardness of the gear. So that means you need to design a pair of spur gears. Okay. So the data given is P is 18 kilowatt, N1 is 1000 RPM. Okay, that is the value of N1, and the value of N2 is 250 RPM. So note down the problem. Note down the problem, then we'll go to the explanation. Noted down. Noted down the problem. Someone please say yes, then we'll go forward.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay, right. So all of you please listen. Please look at your screens. So center distance is fixed to be 160 mm. So that is the value of A is equal to 160 mm fixed in the problem. Okay. Okay. So now, so we have got mz1 desired given by 2a n2 by n1 plus n2. Okay. So substitute the values of n1, substitute the values of center distance a, n1 and n2. You are going to get mz1 desired, okay, to be equal to 64. So when you simplify this, you will get mz1 desired to be equal to 64. So from this z1, I move this module to right hand side. What I am going to get is z1 to be equal to 64 divided by m. Okay. Now here what you need to do is you need to try different values of m. Okay. Different values of m from table 12.2. We have standard modules in table 12.2, page number 229. So choose Z1. Okay, I mean choose module such that Z1 is a whole number. Is that okay? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first what you need to do is take mz1 desired equation 2a n2 by n1 plus n2. Substitute the values of n1, n2 and the value of a into this. Simplify. You will get mz1 desired as 64 and z1 you take the equation out, and from table 12.2 standard module table keep substituting the value of m such that z1 is greater than 12 teeth, okay, greater than 12 teeth, as well as, okay, and z1 is whole number. Is that okay? It should be greater than 12 teeth and z1 is a whole number. Then you fix with your z1 and module. So once you know module and Z1, you can find out easily, you know the ratio 1000 by 250 is 4. So 16 fours are 64 will give you the value of Z2. Is that okay? Are you there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So please note down this much. Then we'll go further. Finished, huh? Did you finish? Shall we go to the next slide? Have you all noted? Yeah? Little 2 or 3 responses.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, so here we finished with the module part. Okay. So module is done. So we need not have to find out M cube CB desired, then do iteration, getting module value, all those things are finished here itself. So we are finalized with module M. Okay. We finalized with Z1. We are finalized with Z2. Okay. So what is remaining? Nothing. So you need to find out Lewis form factor in pinion, Lewis form factor in gear, okay, and then choose to get a YG by YP ratio, then choose the two materials such that it is similar, the YG by YP ratio is almost equal to sigma naught P by sigma naught G ratio, then find out which is the weaker of the gear pair, okay. So then further design is going to be based on weaker of the gear pair. And here you need not have to find out module directly pi into mz1 n2 n1. So find out velocity, find out tangential tooth load, find out CV, substitute in Lewis equation, get the value of B, and then for velocity, get the value of C from table 12.12, get the dynamic load, and then find out what BHN is suitable for wear load to be greater than dynamic load. Could you understand what I did? What you need to do? Could you understand? It is similar to, except that we need not have to find out M cube C we desired because already module is found out. Okay, so module is 4 is fixed. So just keep calculating velocity, tangential tooth load, velocity factor, find out weaker of the gear pair. To find out weaker of the gear pair, we need to find out Lewis form factor on pinion and gear, their ratio, choose two materials from table 12 point. What is the table number for material selection? Table 12 point. Table 12.7. Is that okay? From table 12.7, choose two different materials such that the ratio is almost equal to YG by YP ratio. Okay. Find out which is the weaker and then further calculations will follow. Please calculate and let me know if there is any variation in the answers. Are you all there? Are you all there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please calculate and check your answers. Any variation in answers? Nilesh, any variation in values?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, now? It's okay? You're able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Anybody getting different answer? See, for V is equal to 3.35, I have taken between 0.3 and average of 0.3 and 0.4 values. Is that okay? Anybody, any doubt in this? For V is equal to 3.35, I have taken the average of these two values, which comes to 0.0747. Again, I have taken average in table 12.12 for the value of 6. Finished with the problem? Okay. ಗಣೇಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಗಣೇಶ್
ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕೊಲ್ಲೆಪಾರ ಮುರಳಿ ಕಿಶನ್, able to work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vidyan Prakash, are you working? No response. Shiva Krishna, idirenre?
Yes, sir.
Okay. ಪವನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಪವನ್?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್ ಬಂತು.
ಮುಗೀತಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? ಮುಗೀತಾ?
ಒಂಚೂರು ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಅದರ್ಸ್, ಸಾಗರ್ ದತ್ ಮಾಥುರ್, ಶಂಕರ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ.
Working, sir.
ಓಕೆ. Finished, huh? Shall we go to the next problem? Okay. Shall we go to the next problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Note down this problem here. It was asked for 20 marks. It is required to transmit 15 kilowatt of power from a shaft running at 1200 RPM, okay, to a parallel shaft with a speed reduction of 3, okay. So speed reduction is 3, so that means 1200 divided by 3, that's going to be 400 is the value of driven member, okay. The center distance of shafts is to be 300 mm, okay. That is the center distance of the shafts. Please note down the problem in your notebook, okay. Don't try to take only the data from the screen. Note down the entire problem into your notebook. Okay. The material used for pinion is steel with allowable static stress of 200 megapascal, and for gear it is cast iron. So it is steel and cast iron category. So that is useful in table 12.12 while taking dynamic factor C. Okay. So for gear, the allowable static stress is 140 megapascal. Service factor is, that is the value of CS, is 1.25. Truth profile is 20° FDI. Design this per gear and check the design for dynamic and wear loads. Okay, note down the problem. P is 15 kilowatt, note down the data. N1 is 1200 RPM, N2 is, because the ratio, speed reduction ratio is 3. So therefore, 1200 divided by 3 will give you the value of N2 to be equal to 400 megapascal. Sigma naught of gear is 140, sigma naught of pinion is 200, service factor is 1.25, and center distance is fixed at 300 mm. You cannot deviate from this value at all. Okay. So again, note down the problem and solve the problem on similar lines. So you are going to get MZ1 desired to be equal to 150. Just note down up to this, okay? Then I'll let you know as to how to go about choosing the value of M. Note down the problem, note down the data, okay? Note down the data and then calculate up to MZ1 is equal to 150. Okay, did you finish with MZ1 desired? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now here we can try with different values of module M. Okay, say suppose if I take module M is equal to 10, what will happen? I'll get Z1 to be equal to, so Z1 will be equal to 15, correct? Z1 is going to be 15. Okay, so, but what will happen is if I take module to be equal to 10, okay, so the gear hobbing machine requirements will be higher. So, because you need a heavier machine to manufacture gear with higher modules. Okay, whereas with gears with the lower modules can be manufactured using low specification gear hobbing machines, right? So therefore, So based on that discussion, so we know earlier that if we take number of teeth to be less, then we said that the design is going to be compact. But here what will happen is we need to decide on module. So based on from manufacturer's perspective, if you look at, if I take a higher module gear teeth, so gear hopper will be heavier and the hopping machine specifications also goes up. So to avoid that, we can use a lower module, okay, so that Z1 is equal to Z2 30 and Z2 is going to be 90 number of teeth with module is equal to 5. Could you understand why we have taken lesser module, even though if you take higher module gear, so from manufacturing perspective, we need to choose module of lesser value. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just note down that much, then we'll continue in the next class. Yeah, all of you please listen. Okay, you have internals, correct? So internals is curved beams, clutches and brakes. Okay.